I'm at the children's hospital. The doctor looks at me and he looks at my mom, starts talking to her. And I say, like, she doesn't speak English. So,
Yeah.
let me know and I'll translate. And he's like, okay, great. Well, tell your mom that if you keep going like this, I don't give you 2 weeks because you're dropping weight so fast. Your lab work is ridiculous. So either you guys get the help you need or she needs to start like embracing the fact that her daughter's going to die.
In 2 weeks?
Yeah. Like he gave me a timeline. I'm like, how do you know? But it wasn't even about that. In my head, I'm like, of course I'm not going to tell my mom that. Are you kidding me? Right?
Because you're the translator now,
of
right?
Of course. So then that moment when I look at her, and he was kind of like tough love, and maybe he read me really well, but like, he was tough love with me.
Like,
and I looked at her and I'm like, and she's like, what did he say? And he's like, I said to her, he said he's going to give me the help I need and everything's going to be okay. Right? And then my mom's like, oh, okay, good. Thank you. And the doctor's like, what? The doctor's like, thank you. Anyway, I was like, look, doctor, of course I'm not going to translate, but I'm going to get the help, right?
Yeah.
Almost done with the story.
And how old are you now? 13, 14?
13 and a half, turning 14 soon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now they take me to a psychiatrist's office, and that was like I saw the light moment. I just remember sitting exactly like that with a psychiatrist, and the psychiatrist is looking at me, and it was a woman, and it just felt cold. And, she's asking me questions. And I had this moment that I'm like, why am I going to talk about sitting in shit? Like, I'm sitting in shit. You want me to talk about sitting in shit? How about I just get myself out of the shit, clean myself up, and then maybe, just maybe after I can reflect on like why I did this. But talking about why and talking about how it started, and I just needed to get out. I needed to get out of it. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And that was the moment that I realized, my God, I let a single human completely manipulate me into almost taking away the one thing you gave me, which is life. Mm-hmm. Like, how am I going to let a human be bigger, a human's opinion of me be bigger than God's plan for me?
Yep.
So that was literally the moment that I'm looking at the psychiatrist, and I just had this, like, I literally think that's when my faith started.
And that's a big realization for a 14-year-old or an almost 14-year-old.
Right?
Think about that.
No, God was on my side, girl.
Right?
Yeah,
right?
100%. Because it was so clear. And then I remember standing up and I said, I have nothing but respect for you, but I actually know what to do. And the psychiatrist is like, you have a mental disorder. You don't know what to do. And I said,
oh, I love you.
I said, you're not going to watch me, but I'm going to do this. I know exactly what to do. Right. So I got up.
That is very strong for a 14-year-old.
I know, right? So I got up and I went back to the boarding school. I took my mom, and the first thing I did was eat a bunch of carbs. Right.
Good,
like I just
good for you.
I got my little toast, which was a lot for me. I got my little toast and I got my banana. And I'm like, I know exactly what to do. I'm going to slowly gain weight. I'm going to slowly get healthy. I'm going to get my period again because it had been a year since I hadn't, right? And I just started, I think that was the first realization of exactly what you said. Number one, what people think about you or say about you is 100% a reflection of them. Mm-hmm. Most of the time, right? Sometimes you have to have your circle of people that you trust, that when they're telling you the truth, that you believe them.
Yes.
But I think it's that discernment of like coming to, who am I, right? Who am I going to let influence me? What's important to me? And it's so cliche, right? It's so cliche. Like now I'm talking to you and it's so cliche to be like, no, you have to remember who you are and you can't worry about what people say, blah, 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 blah. But, and I tend to move away so much from like, oh, it's about me and put your mask first. I know there's those instances that you have to focus on you first, that you have 100%. But for me, I check my ego all the time and I'm so much about service. I can't serve my family. I can't serve my friends if I'm not my best.
Yep.
I can't do what I love if I'm not my best, right? And with dance is how I'm able to influence people, right? Which is so crazy. Like doctors do that, right?
Yeah.
Like with dance, with what I love, I'm able to maybe inspire someone. And I can't do that if I'm not my best. I can't do that if I'm not healthy. And I certainly can't do that if I'm not dead.